there.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Julie Carey. I'm the veterinarian on duty today.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Mike, great to meet you. And this is?
This is Gigi.
Gigi.
Yeah.
And Gigi is what kind of?
Rhode Island Red.
Rhode Island Red. She's awfully cute.
Thank you very much.
She's incredibly friendly. I'm impressed.
She's pretty well behaved as chickens go.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. So what brings you in today?
Well, I mean, I guess I said she's well behaved, but I do have a little bit of aggression concerns, actually. Some behavior problems.
Okay, all right. Do you want to talk to me a little bit more about what you mean by behavior problems or aggression?
Yeah. So we actually just got a dog.
Okay.
And just a shelter dog, but he's kind of like a chocolate lab mix. Mm-hmm. And so we've had Oscar for a couple of weeks, and I guess my concern was that the hunting dog was going to be a problem with the chicken, which is true, but it's not the direction that I thought was going to be the problem. So she's, free range, and she will just terrorize him in the backyard.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
And so Gigi's terrorizing Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar's new to the household recently. Labrador that you rescued. Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's a good boy.
Tell me a little bit more about Gigi and what was going on with her life before you got Oscar.
We had several chickens, and they have just kind of died off.
Okay.
So she's the last, and pardon the pun, but she does rule the roost. Always did, and so she kind of has her coop, but otherwise is free range in the backyard. Doesn't leave the backyard, but that's kind of her territory.
Okay.
And so I don't know. She's probably almost 4.
Okay. All right. And let me go back. So,
Hold her like this.
so 4-year-old chicken named Gigi. All right, good. And she's always been top chicken, even when she had. Okay.
Yeah. She was always the matriarch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So going back, I just want to kind of clarify. One thing that'll be helpful is we'll do a physical exam on her, make sure that we don't find anything medically going on.
Thank you.
Certainly sounds like a behavior thing, and we'll work together to think about some behavior modifications. I do have chickens and I do have dogs.
Good.
So there are some things that I may be able to help you with, but I am not a chicken behavior expert. And so if we run into...
I don't know if those exist. Do they exist?
It is amazing what we have experts in. And I've got some classmates and some colleagues who do a lot more chicken work than I do.
Okay.
So if we get to our wit's end, or as we're working through this, if I feel like we need some backup, I will certainly enlist the assistance of some more people.
Great.
So I'd like to get a little more history on Gigi, just to get a sense of her background, and then we'll move to try to figure out some triggers and things that might be going on with her and Oscar, and then make some plans for how we want to move forward. And certainly I think it's worth talking about now that there are times we can really address this right away, and there are times where this may be an ongoing conversation. We may be trying lots of different things, and so it's certainly something that's worth considering how patient you want to be and how much you want them to live together, or how much you want to just sort of put it into it and restrain each of them to certain times in the backyard and maybe not have them together. So we'll work through all of that. And with your permission, I'll go ahead and get just a little bit of specific information about Gigi. So she's 4-year-old. Remind me what breed she is again?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island Red. Okay. And do you do any preventative care in terms of vaccinations or dewormer or anything along those lines? No? Okay. And she is the last of a flock of how many?
3 originally.
Okay, so there were total 3. She's lost 2 of her flock mates. Okay, that's a flock of 3. And what? How do you? So she's free range, and she's got her coop. And then what do you feed her?
It's a pellet food.
Okay.
I think Lena.
Okay.
If that sounds something like that.
And do you give her any scraps, kitchen scraps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when you got Oscar, what did you do to introduce them to each other?
I basically kind of just went out with him in the backyard. We kind of at first did it through the fence, so he was not technically in the backyard, so they could kind of, so she could, walk up and down the fence line and get a sense of him, and vice versa. Because again, I was more attentive to him. I had him on leash, all that kind of stuff, and then we kind of slowly kind of went into the backyard area, and he, interestingly enough, he doesn't seem all that interested in her. He was as interested in his new surroundings as anything else.
Okay.
He only got interested in her when she just charged him.
Okay.
So basically, I didn't have my camera ready, and I really wish I should have, because you had a dog running around the yard, and this chicken just almost taking flight.
Yeah.
Just with her talons out, trying to Yeah.
She was out for blood.
She was out for blood.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no other way of looking at it.
Okay.
It's like,
All right.
so I quickly got a hold of him, got him off over the fence, and then she was fine. She doesn't really leave the backyard.
Okay. And have you ever seen that behavior from her in any other situation?
Every once in a while, I'll hear something in the backyard, and I'll look out, and maybe some neighbor's cat has kind of gotten into the, and she'll,
Okay.
don't want to be that cat.
Sure. It sounds like there's a reason that Gigi is the last of her
I think
flock.
so,
She's probably got a pretty strong
Yeah.
instinct for protecting herself. And what is your goal? What do you want to accomplish at this juncture?
I guess I would like them to be able to cohabitate. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she loves Gigi. Gigi gets along really well with her.
Okay.
She also loves Oscar. We've had him for 2 weeks, and she's already smitten with him. And so I kind of want some peace in the valley, so to speak.
Okay.
And I think it would be really great. She doesn't have her other coop mates anymore, so have some companionship in the backyard. But she just seems that Oscar is an enemy at the present moment. So he could actually protect her. I think there would be a good relationship. There's lots of potential, but it's not clearly how she sees it.
Sure.
So.
Okay. And that's useful to know, because certainly the easiest thing would be just to say Gigi goes in her coop when he goes out, and he doesn't go out when Gigi's out of her coop. But knowing what you want to accomplish, I think that's
my ideal.
Yeah. So I've got a few ideas, but I actually think I'd like to run this by a couple of my colleagues. So we'll take a look. I'll do a physical exam while Gigi's here and just make sure everything's looking good on her, and there's no good reason why she's feeling like she needs to be overly protective. And then I think I'd like to pick some people's brains before I come up with an idea. Like I said, I've got some ideas of my own, but I want to make sure that we're not going in the wrong direction. Certainly my background is in horses, and so when I think about horse behavior, those are the things that sort of come up, but I want to make sure that chicken behavior, I'm not maybe inadvertently causing a problem with what we're thinking about. So, I think there's a good chance that we can probably get this worked out.
Okay.
And there's always that chance that we can't. And so I think certainly being aware of that and giving that some thought is important. So, all right, well, let's take a look at Gigi.
All right, here you go.
Well, hello, miss. How are you doing? All right. Well, she's in good body condition.
She's a good eater.
It appears though that she gets enough exercise. She's not overly overweight, so that is fantastic. Well done. All right, and one of the things I check is to make sure her joints, because chickens certainly can get arthritis just like you or I.
Oh, okay.
And so as I look down her legs and look at her talons, make sure all of that looks okay. And she's actually my chickens are not this tolerant of physical exams. So congratulations.
She gets handled a lot by my 3-year-old.
Yeah. No, I certainly have a niece who packs her chickens around
cool.
like it's their job. So, all right. Well, I tell you what. I think for now, let's keep everybody separate. I think if you can think of ways to maybe make like Oscar a presence without being directly in her space, I think that might help ease some of that tension. But for now, let's keep them apart. I'm going to make some phone calls, get a sense of what my colleagues have ideas for, and then I'll be in touch probably the day after tomorrow. Let you know what kind of plans we have, and then I think we can move forward from there.
Okay.
And again, if you get worried, anything like that, certainly we don't see too many accidents with chickens causing significant trauma to dogs. They usually get themselves out of there, but I think you realize that there is some potential for that danger.
I don't want a claw in the eye, that kind of stuff.
Right, and certainly not getting your daughter in the middle of that would probably be a good idea as well. Okay. So I think with that being said, let me get some more information because this is certainly not my area of expertise.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Thanks, Doc.
All right, you're welcome. You have a great day.
And yourself.
All
Take care.
right.
Thank you again.
Okay.